Welcome to Habsolutely, everybody. Good morning. Yes, it's a little bit before noon. Yes, I'm getting a little bit early start because I got a message this morning saying that there's going to be a test of the emergency broadcast system at 12:55, which means that just as I'm going to finish my show, this phone's going to be buzzing like a mother father. And I don't want to get caught up in that. We want to have a nice show where we get through it all. So I'm starting a little bit early. Of course, my name's Paul K. Lemire. This is Habsolutely coming to you live from the studios of 4680Q Radio, downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. It doesn't get better than that. Here we are again, and I'm going to say that I'm not happy about the last week. I'm not panicking. Don't confuse not being happy with panic. I'm not going to panic yet because I'm about where I thought they would be about now. I'm not very happy about the last games, and we'll get into that later on. We'll get into a lot of the philosophy and a lot of that later on about what's going on here, because ultimately, we're not going to make the playoffs if we don't smarten up. And I know that sounds like a big statement after 20 games because, hey, we're second in the division. We're doing really good. But the reason I was so optimistic is because the schedule was pretty easy our first 20 games. Very, very good schedule for Montreal. Now we're getting into times that are a little bit tougher. And we have to be tougher, and we're not. And when we take a look at the games we did win and how we won them, we'll see that we're moving into a little section of the schedule here that isn't going to be pretty through the rest of November, December, and January. So we've got lots of work to do. Now, the laugh of the week is MSL still running the power play. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, it's not funny, but it is a joke. And I have to start questioning MSL about everything because he's running the show. He runs the power play. There has to be some onus put on him to explain what the hell is going on with this team right now. I'm not saying get rid of him. No, I'm not on the anti-Marty St. Louis bandwagon yet. I'm not on that yet. But if you look at the success we've had, it has been on really, really shaky ground. We've only won 5 of the last 19 games we played in regulation time. That's not good. That's a scary stat right there and shows a problem with this team. Power play is dismal, running at 21.4%. Got to be better than that. And the penalty kill is sitting at 78.5%. Got to be better than that. I mean, we're in good shape as we sit today. But if we continue down this path, it's not going to look very pretty in about 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, I'll give you this. We do have 4 regulars out. Newhook, Gooley, Doc, and Laine. Okay, so we do. But we're supposed to have depth. We're supposed to have all these people in Laval that can just walk in, plug and play, and fill in. Well, we brought up Davidson. He's looking pretty comfortable. I must admit that. But, I mean, Wawa looks terrible. Really, really, not really, really good. I just don't think he's NHL material, to be honest with you. Our hopes were high for this guy, but he's not proving he's ready for the NHL at all. So it's up to Marty to find the players in Laval that can plug and play and fill in this lineup and continue on the winning path. but I don't think he knows what to do. I think he's a rookie coach and he's befuddled like everybody else. And that right there scares me as well. Our first 20 games were the Habs' advantage. The next 20 will not be so kind to the Habs, and you can mark my word on that. So everybody's looking over here going, where's John? Well, John couldn't make it today, so it's me. You're going to have to deal with me. Yes, that's it. I'm all you got. Like it or hate it, I'm all you got today. So we're going to take a look at what's going to happen, taking a look down the road and some predictions. And we'll go through that later on. Right now, I want to get the viewer comments, and I've got a few of them here, so that's good. Reno Burgoyne, 8829. You guys are always fun and entertaining. Thanks for making my afternoon again today. Well, thank you for the kind comment, Reno. We appreciate that. We come in here not only to talk about the Habs, but to have a good time doing it. And if we're a little bit entertaining, hey, that makes it all the better. It's only hockey. We could take this only so serious, and then we got to start. Having a good time, and we always have a good time. We always have. John and I are high school buddies. We hung out through high school and after. Had a lot of escapades together in that. So that's why it's entertaining and it's fun, because we've known each other for so long, and we always have loved our Habs. Back in the day, there wasn't texting and all this other stuff. Between periods, we'd be on the phone talking to each other. Did you see this? Did you see that? What do you think's going to happen in a second? That was our texting. That was our way to discuss the hockey game. So crazy, huh? We also were talking about last week about 2-9. The Habs were 2-9, 29, excellence. The number 29 being excellence because of Ken Dryden, and 2-9 being Doug Harvey and Maurice Richard's number, 2-9, and then adding it up, and it becomes number 11, Brendan Gallagher, and Reno Burgoyne, 8829, remind us that 11 was also Koivu. 11 is Koivu, boys, and you are so right, Reno. And how can we forget Saku Koivu? I mean, this guy was just fantastic. Thanks for the heads up and reminding me about Saku. I don't want to forget Saku. He was one of the guys in the day. He was one of our guys, Saku Koivu. Okay, and he also said, guys, NHL team can send a player to the NHL for 10 days reconditioning stint, but I don't see Montreal doing that to Monty unless he completely loses it. And we were talking about what to do with Monty. Maybe he needs to go back down to the AHL and spend a couple weeks down there getting his game back together, getting some confidence. And we were wondering if he could be sent down there. And Reno Burgoyne, 8829, says, yes, you can. You can send him down for conditioning without putting him on waivers. A 10-day reconditioning stint. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Wasn't sure if we could do that or not, but that's certainly an option that I would take advantage of. Maybe bring up Kakinen and put him in while Monty's being reconditioned, and give Dobis the starter and Kakinen the backup. We'll talk about Fowler later, but I don't think we want to be premature with Fowler. We'll talk about it, but I don't think we want to be prematurely bringing him up. If he gets shelled, and we get some games coming up that are tough, it may hurt his confidence. Let him be down in Laval. We'll talk about Laval later. At Doofus Rex. Hiya, Paul and John. Thanks, bunches, for the shout out. Although I was brought up to be modest and humble, I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel flushed with the thrill of notoriety. Well, yeah, on our show, there is some notoriety with everybody. Was born and raised in Toronto, so therefore I'm guilty by association, but I was only 2.5 when the Leafs last won the Cup. Nobody can deny the fact that the Habs are unquestionably the preeminent NHL team. My wife has been watching you faithfully for over a year. Well, thank you very much, there, Doofus Rex's wife. I don't know your name, but thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Share with your friends. Come on, bring them all over. Bring them all over. Like most Nova Scotians, she's a die-in-the-wool Habs fanatic, but she's reluctant to comment in a men-dominated forum. Of course, you've never said or did anything anti-women, but given your mountain of manliness, woohoo, or mountain of manliness, your testosterone tonnage, this guy has a way with words. I'm sure you can understand her being a wee bit shy. Yeah, oh yeah. Thank you again for your insights, your hockey wisdom, your love and passion for the game. Good on you guys. You're a real 2-9. And there's that 29 we were talking about, and that's awesome, Doofus Rex. I love the comment, and please tell your wife to comment. Um, it's funny. I've tried a few times to get somebody in here, like a woman in here, to give her perspective on the game, because I'm sure everybody has a different perspective. Maybe women have another perspective that we don't know about. And it would be great to hear her comments. So please tell her to comment. And one day I will get a woman in here sitting here talking about the Habs. But it's hard to find a lot of women that are really, really diehard hockey fans. They're out there, don't get me wrong, but they have to meet up with our schedule here, because we're on at noon and a lot of people work and that, so it's tough to coordinate. But we sure would love the perspective of a woman. So yeah, tell your wife for sure. Please comment. Please comment. We'd love to hear her comments. Believe me. Okay, so that's it for the comments. Thank you so much for everybody who commented. And we dropped this on YouTube. It's going to be on around 3 o'clock. And subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Leave comments. Help the algorithm. The more we get it out there, the more the better. Come on, invite people to the party. We're kind of a unique way of doing this. We don't have a fancy studio. We don't have a fancy schmancy videos and everything else playing. It's just us sitting here giving you our opinion of what's going on when John can be here. And that's that. You either agree with us, you don't agree with us, you think we're right, you think we're wrong. Um, we're like everybody else. We're just having a good time with this, trying to get our message out. The more the merrier. It's a party. We love to have people commenting and joining in. So subscribe to the channel. It's free. And leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't agree with us, if you think we're full of it, and leave a comment. Okay, onward here. Let's move ahead. Habs trivia. We got to do Habs trivia. That's a mainstay of the show, Habs trivia, and I got a good one for you this week. Only one Habs player played in all 8 games of the infamous 1972 Summit Series against what was then the USSR. Who was that player? Who played every game against the Soviets when they came over to play us in that Summit Series in 1972? And I remember the series like yesterday, because these guys came over, this ragtag bunch of players who Canadians thought they were going to dominate. They had these old gloves and old pants and old everything. They came over here, and Canadians thought they were going to dominate because we're professionals, they're amateurs. Unfortunately, I don't think Canada realized that these guys were professionals too. Oh yeah, they were in the Red Army. That's who paid them and hired them. The Red Army. They were hired to play hockey, and they were the best hockey players that Russia could put together. They were the best of the best. Sure, they weren't professionals per se. They were in the army as soldiers, allegedly. But when they came over here, they taught Canadians a great lesson, and we were hard-pressed to win that series, although we did. So, only one Habs player, though, played in all 8 games of the infamous series. Who was that player? I'm going to give you the names. Serge Savard, Frank Mahovlich, Ivan Cornwoye, or Pete Mahovlich. Who played every game in that series? All 8 games they played in. Serge Savard, Frank Mahovlich, Ivan Cornwallier, or Pete Mahovlich. Vinny Houdon, what do you think? What do you think, Vinny? Gary Cornwallier, Reno, Doofus Rex? What do you think, you guys? Who played every game? Do you know? Think about it. Who would play every game of those four players? I'll give them to you again. Number one, Serge Savard. Number two, Frank Mahovlich. Number three, Ivan Cornwallier. Or number four, Pete Mahovlich. And they all played in the series. Who played every game? That's the question. Okay, I don't know if John would have got this one or not. He might have. He uses his deductive power of reasoning to be able to figure them out most of the time. But who it was the third choice, Ivan Cornwallier, the Roadrunner. Why, you ask? Well, other Canadian players were either rotated by the coaching staff or left the team during the season. So there was a lot of different reasons why they didn't play, but that's why. He was the only one who played. And, Harry Sinden, Team Canada's coach, rotated players throughout the 8-game series and able to manage the large roster and adjust strategies against the Soviet team. Only 7 players from the entire roster appeared in all 8 games. Phil Esposito, Bobby Clark, Paul Henderson, Ron Ellis, Gary Bergman, Brad Park, and of course, the Roadrunner. Interesting. I never thought about that, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's the way they were rotated. Cornway's consistent play, speed, and offensive capabilities made him an indispensable forward in every single game. Ken Dryden and Tony Esposito shared the goaltending duties. Neither one of them played in every game. Frank and Pete Mahovlich did not appear in all 8 games, although they played. Some players, such as Gilbert Perreault and Vic Hadfield, well, they left the series to report to their training camps, so they took off. Cornway's consistently high performance, he wound up 4th in scoring amongst Canadian forwards, and he scored the crucial game-tying goal in Game 8. Made him an indispensable forward in every game and made him the only Montreal Canadian player to appear in all 8 games. Oh, and we know the Roadrunner. He was just a phenomenal player, Hall of Fame guy. And it doesn't surprise me that he's the guy. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if it was anybody, Serge Savard, Pete Mahovlich, or Frank Mahovlich. That wouldn't surprise me either. But Ivan Cornwallier, yeah, he was a cut above, and he's the guy. So that's our trivia for this week. I hope you got it. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Either way, let us know in the comments. We probably have some insight into that 72 series. If you were around for it, a lot of people might not be who listened, but if you were, let us know in the comments what you thought of it. I was sitting there going, holy crap, these guys from Russia are good. Tretiak and the other guys, I can't remember them all. But I was going, what a team these guys got. We thought the Canadians thought they were going to just roll over these people in these ragtag uniforms with CCCP on the front. Yeah, they're going to roll over them. Canada had its hands full. And they were the preeminent hockey country and had the best hockey players at that point in time. So there you go. Anyway, comment. Let us know what you think. We're here for you. And just to let you know, if you are listening live on 4680Q, there may be a contingent listening live. I'm not sure. If you want to text me any information, feel free to. The number you can text to is 289-994-7560. That's 289-994-7560. Text me, and I'll answer your question. So, anyway, yeah. That's it. Past week with the Habs. Well, I don't know. What can I say? Thursday against the Stars in Habs land in New Jersey, we lost 7-0. I mean, what's there to talk about? Habs were never in the game, really. Dobas turned in the worst performance of the season, letting in 5 before Monty took over. Sadly, we lost Newhook for a few months now. It was a terrible performance. 36% in the face-off circle, with the only Habs stat they led in were shots and hits, but shots and hits don't end up on the scoreboard. Only pucks that go in the net do. And Kemper made sure that anything the Habs threw at the net stayed out. Really, it was just a game to forget. It's just a game to forget. It didn't worry me at the time. Teams have these games. We lost 5-1 to Los Angeles a couple nights before. They're good teams. What can I tell you? They're good teams. And, it's only a loss. What's the difference if it's 7-1, 7-0 or 1-0? We still lost the game. Although it's distressing to see 7-0, 7 goals on the board, especially when, at the beginning of the season, my whole thing was goaltending. I thought that's going to be our Achilles heel this year if we have a problem. The boys are probably going to perform. We've got the scores. We've got the talent. Can the goaltending give us steady goaltending? And Dobish has. Monty hasn't. And unfortunately, we have a coach that's a capatosta. He's a hardhead. He keeps going back to Monty like he's his son or something. No. Dobish has been playing good. He needs more ice time. And he threw him in a 7, got beat 7-0. So Monty's not playing good. That destroys Dobish. So now what? I was very disappointed in that game. On Saturday, we played against the Bruins. I mean, Monty turns in another .900 save percentage per game, 870. We went 0 for 7 on the power play. Marty, he's running the power play now. He's got to be responsible for that. And we had 2 5-on-3s extended. Couldn't get a goal. I mean, I watched the game. Our players, we have some snipers on the team. We have some guys who can put the puck in the net. But they like to pass. They're passing the puck around. That one shot on net in one of the 5-on-3s, not one friggin' shot. Now, you'd think Marty would take him aside and say, shoot the goddamn puck, please. Shoot the puck on net. What did Gretzky score? You only score the shots that you take on net. Come on. This is basic hockey. You get a chance, shoot the puck at the net. And how many went wide? These guys, I don't know what they're trying to pick corners. Shoot it on the net. It's so... hockey's a game of numbers like anything else. The more pucks you put on the net, eventually one's going to go in. Darcy Kemper isn't going to stop 70 shots. Maybe not even 40. And certainly Swayman isn't. But you know what? He played better than our goaltenders, and our guys just couldn't get it in. Can't hit the net for the life of them. Oh, yeah, they hate standing in front of the net, too. Heaven forbid somebody, Slavkovsky or Sobroduk, somebody big gets in front of the net and actually screens that goaltender. This is junior hockey stuff, and these guys don't know it. There was no reason for the Habs to lose the Bruins game. No reason at all. But here we are. Something's not right with this team. And we have the talent, but it's not being used right or something. 41% in the faceoff circle. You can't get possession of the puck without winning faceoffs. Caulfield got his 13th and Evans got his 3rd. That's good. Not enough for the win. Close but no cigar. Davidson, we brought him up. He looked pretty comfortable in the game. 4 shots and a couple of good chances. Good for him. He might stay up for a while. And I'm sitting there going, well, maybe a trip to Columbus will do us good. Get the heck out of the Forum or the Bell Center. I keep calling it the Forum. Sorry. Maybe that'll do us good. Get the heck out of Montreal. Get to Columbus. Should be able to beat Columbus, right? I mean, Columbus, they're not that great. They're nothing special. Hey, let's go to Columbus, see what happens. So Monday night, Amazon Prime, the worst place to watch a game. That station, that whole thing sucks. It's terrible, believe me. I'd rather even watch what's his name there announce the game, the goofball from Toronto. I can't remember his name now, but anyway, my buddy's dog howled every time he announced he called the game. But I'll tell you, this is bad. This Amazon Prime, they're bad. Now, I mean, this was a less than impressive game against a team that's no better than the Habs. Yeah, Habs tied the game and went into overtime, but they didn't look that great. Columbus looked pretty good. Habs were down in the dumps for the game till the third when Anderson got his third. Hudson took the game over and said, we got to get another goal to tie this game. And he had his second goal. He tied the game after Kapanen got his seventh. In the second period, another bright spot, Kapanen. Talk about him a little bit later when we get the Habs stats. But once again, our goaltending laid down a sub 900 game. I mean, we just cannot have sub 900 save percentage games. Our goaltending tandem is not very good to the point now where Monty's got to go. They got to trade this guy, and there's rumors all over the place about it. Dobis has got to be our starter. He has the better numbers, and Monty's got to sit the bench and play back-to-backs, and we have a lot of them coming up. I mean, where are you going to go in this league if your goaltenders are under 900, sub 900 performances? We had no power plays in the game and led the stats in every category except for the final score. Now, the one thing we did do that you could be happy about, and thank you, Lane Hudson, for tying the game, is get a point. We did manage a point on the road with Columbus, and I'd call it a tough point on the road, if it was a better team, but they're really not that great. And in overtime, forget about it. We barely touched the puck. It was brutal. We did manage to tough it out. Got into the shootout, and that was the end of that. Kabooey. And that handed the Habs their 4th loss in a row. Now I'm talking about the next 20. First 20 games, we had a pretty easy schedule. And we finished that off against the Caps. I believe that's tomorrow night against the Caps. So that's our first 20. Now we go into our second 20. And this isn't going to make anybody happy. Second 20. Because we play the Leafs at home, and then we hit the road for Utah, Vegas, Colorado. I'm not worried about the Memoth, but Vegas and Colorado are going to give us troubles. Then we hit Ottawa, who's been doing really good lately. They're right behind us in the standings, maybe 1 point behind. Winnipeg, who is no slouch team. We come back and play the Loafs on the road. Then we play St. Louis and Tampa at home. Pittsburgh and the Rangers on the road. Oilers, Flyers, Chicago, and Penguins again at home. Then we hit our fantastic 15, or which could be our fatal 15 on December 21st. And away we go. And this is going to be crazy. So you can see that it's not going to be easy because we head out and we play the Pens, the Bruins, Tampa, Florida, Carolina, all on the road. St. Louis and Dallas, all on the road. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 road games. Then we come home for Calgary, not a pushover. Florida, definitely not a pushover. Detroit, who's making their bones in the NHL. Vancouver, on the road to Washington, Buffalo, Ottawa, and then Minnesota at home. I mean, this is a tough, tough, tough schedule we got. And we also have 4 back-to-back situations in our next 20 games. This is why it was so important that we performed in the first 20. We had the opportunity to really lay down some numbers that would really do us good. We're at about what I expected, what I hoped for. But when you look at what's coming up, the storm that's coming up, I call those 15 games the fantastic 15, but they could be the fatal 15. And the games leading up to them aren't that much better. We got a tough, tough road ahead of us. It's not going to be easy. So Marty St. Louis better figure out the goaltending. Hughes better get us some help because those 4 guys aren't coming back. They're not going to be back before the fatal 15 or the fantastic 15, depending how we do. So we got to hope that there's something going on that we don't know about or we hope will happen to get us through this. And I know if we don't get through it, playing 60% hockey, we're not making the playoffs. And that's the bottom line. That's the reality of the situation we're in. Now, if you asked me this 2 weeks ago, we were in the middle of our schedule and we were, 10, 3, and 1 or whatever the heck we were there, I would be cautiously optimistic. I would be saying, yeah, but after these last 4 games, and then going back to the way they won the games before that, I mean, we've won 5 games in regulation time. The other wins have been in overtime. This isn't a recipe to make the playoffs. This is a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing it play out now. I don't know. I'm seeing stuff off the bench that I just don't think Marty has a lot of answers to what's going on. And I mean, if we can't get a goaltending duo that can drop over 900 for us, high 890s for the backup, and over 900, 910 or 920 for the starter, what do we got going? We aren't going to win many games. If we got to score 4 goals every game just to have a shot at winning, that's not good. And I don't know why. Maybe the league caught on. I don't know what's going on here. These 4 players that are out, they can't be that much of a difference. We have players that can come up. Marty's just got to figure it all out. I mean, last night was our first 30-shot game in a while. And then they missed the net most of the time. So, I don't know. What's the answer, everybody? Leave it in the comments. I don't really know. Me personally, I would send Monty down for reconditioning, bring up Kakkonen, and put Dobish in as the starter. We got a lot of back-to-backs coming up. I would send Monty down there for the 10 games he's allowed and bring him back up, get his confidence back up. That's the only thing I could think of for Monty other than dealing him. Sending him out. I mean, we need to replace Newhook, Doc, and Line A. We need something there to replace that. They're not going to be back till the new year, probably. We got to make a trade. Hughes has got to trade. He's got lots of money. There's people out there. He's going to have to give up some of our prospects maybe, but you know what? It's either that or miss the playoffs again, get a good draft pick, and start next year, and start the 2026-27 season again, and do a makeover, redo the season. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss what to do. I know what I'd do, but I'm at a loss with what MSL is going to do. He's too unpredictable. He doesn't seem like he has a grasp of the situation, or he knows what the heck to do. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, let's jump over to the Laval Rockets because we got good things going on over there. They're sitting in first place in the North Division with a 10-5-0 record and a plus 11 goal differential, tied with the Rochester Americans with a game in hand on the Americans. So that's awesome. That's great. We're doing good over there. We saw Jared Davidson called up, and he looks pretty comfortable sitting with the big club. I think Wawa's proving to be a bust. He's just not an NHL player. He's like Caden Primo. He'll give you games in the AHL, but when you call him up, he just can't do it. He just doesn't have it. I would get rid of him real quick and send him back down and bring up Dauphin, Becker, Florian, Jackeye. I think any of them would be a better fit. My choice, of course, would be Florian Jackeye. We need a little bit more grit in our game. We seem to be getting pushed around a little bit. I would bring him up and see how he can perform. No harm, no foul. Get him up there, see what he does. He can put the puck in the net. He can skate. He can hit. He wants to be out there playing. Veleno, I can't say that for Veleno. Guy's a stiff. 20 games, what's he got, 1 point maybe? Maybe a point. I don't know. Did he ever get a point at all? Now, Jacob Fowler, he's living up to his billing. He's 6-3-0 with a 2.01 goals against average and a .924 save percentage, 3 shutouts under his belt. Now, is he making a case to come up to the Montreal Canadiens? Absolutely, he is. Are we going to give him that shot right now? Man, that's a real roll of the dice. We've seen these goalies come up that are doing great and kill the NHL. Saw Dobish come up and win his first 5 games. So yeah, it can happen. But if we're going to bring him up, he's got to be the starter, I would say. I mean, we got to give him games. Can't just put him in once every 10 games and say, okay, here you are. He's not learning anything doing that. So he's got to come up and he's got to get the start. And then he's got to stay in until he proves he can't be a starter. And, there are goalies who have come up at his age and done really well. Is he going to be one of them? I don't know. It's rolling the dice. I mean, that's between Pascal Vincent and Marty St. Louis and Hughes and the guys. They want to bring them up and expose them to NHL right now. I mean, we're in a situation where we need a good goaltender. He's doing his job down there. He may be ready to come up and do it. I don't know. What do you guys think out there? Leave a comment. I don't know. I'd give him a shot. We got nothing to lose. But then again, what happens if he gets bombed? His confidence is going to be down. We can always send him back down anyway, So until our guys prove that they can play goal, till Marty makes Dobish the starter, brings up Kakkonen, lets him be backup, and see how we make out with that. Put Monty down for 10 games of conditioning, get his confidence back. I'd like to see that. I'd buy that. I don't know. What do you think? So over to Habs stats. Good to see Laval doing okay over there. It was a tough week, of course. We saw that. There's no need for Habs fans to panic. I said I'm not in panic mode yet. We need to see something happen, but we're not in panic mode. We're unbelievably still tied for second in the Atlantic with Detroit, and 1 point behind the Atlantic leading Bruins with 2 games in hand. So that's good. We're 6th in the conference and hanging a tough 11th in the league. Not too shabby. Not too shabby considering the last 4 games. We've dropped to a -3 in goal differential, though. That's disturbing. We were +6 or something. Now we're -3 because of these last games, and and that really says it all for our games, how we've dropped in a week, and it shows in the standings. We're just not quite where we were a week ago. We still have 2 games in hands on the Bruins, so that's good. If we can turn this around, we're still in good shape. With one more game, finish off the first 20. The Caps at home. We can move to 25 points in the first 20 games, which is a great record. I thought we'd be at around 26 to 30 points, so 25 is okay. We're going to move to 11-6-3 for 25 points if we can take the Capitals down. So this is an important game. We want to get our confidence back. A nice win against the Caps would be really, really good. Some highlights though. Demidov second in rookie scoring with 14 points and a +4. Way to go, Demidov. Kapanen is tied for rookie goal leader with points leader Matthew Schaefer at 7 goals for the season. So a couple of highlights there. We have the potential, we have the players, we have the shooters. We really have what we need. It's just making it work, and that's up to the coach. And we have to see if Marty's going to be up to this. So rolling down the week, we only have 2 games on tap this week. We have Thursday against the Caps, which will complete our first 20. I think we can beat the Caps. I really do. We get some goaltending, we can beat the Caps. And Saturday against the Leafs. Now, the Leafs haven't been doing anything. They barely won last night. They won 3-2 in overtime, and everybody's going crazy. Dangle was freaking out about it. So they're not anything big. They're behind us in the standings. They're nothing huge. I mean, our first game of the season, we lost against them, but who cares about that? Now we're 20 games in. Whole different story. Whole different team they're going to be playing than the one they saw opening night. So I think we can win against the Leafs. And these are 2 very important wins. We want to get these wins under our belt as we move into the next 20. And like I say, that next 20, is going to be brutal. Because after we finish with the Leafs, we got to go for a 3-game road trip to Utah, Vegas, Colorado. Then we come back home and play Ottawa, Winnipeg. And we hit the Leafs again in Leafland. Then St. Louis and Tampa. They're not going to be easy games. Pittsburgh, not going to be an easy game. Rangers, not going to be an easy game. Oilers, Flyers, Chicago. Flyers in Chicago, we should be okay. Pens back to back. And then that second Pens game, we start on our road trip and we play the Bruins, Tampa, Florida, Carolina. You can see the first 20. If I had to put wins and losses against them, I would say that it's going to be tough. I think we can beat the Leafs, and I think we can beat the Caps. I think we can win 2 games, and if we do that and go out west, it's going to set us up, perhaps, for a good start on the Western Road swing. I don't think Utah, the Mimas, they're not that great. We can beat the Mimas. We already did once, and I don't see any change in beating them. So that's it for our games coming up. Only 2 games. And hopefully Dobish plays against the Caps. Hopefully Marty gets some good practices in. Because we have 2 games. He's got time to practice before we head out west. And then we go out west and see what we can do. I mean, yeah, we have injuries. But that's not an excuse. If we have any depth, injury shouldn't be an excuse. We got to get rid of Veleno. He's useless. May as well give Laval player a break. Get him up here, Becker or somebody. I'd like Jack-Eye. I'd send Waugh back to Laval. Maybe that's where Beck can step up. Beck and Jack-Eye. And I would say that's what we should do. And give it a shot. See what happens. Now, les trois étoiles de la semaine dernière. A very, very, very dismal week. Pick 3 stars. You have to admit that. How do you pick 3 stars in this sad situation? Well, let's just give some honorable mentions. I don't know if you want to say their stars. If you want to, you can. I'm not going to argue with you. But I'm just saying that I don't know if you could say they're 3 stars of the week. Just checking to see if anybody's messaging in here. I always give them the number, and if I don't check, what good is that, right? Oh, we got one here. Hello, masters of the Habs universe. Bad week this week for the Habs. We should weather the storm, and no panic from me. The injury bug has put a wrench in the Habs season. It's next man up, Davidson. It's next man up, Davidson. Wah showed us what you got. He didn't show anything. Go Habs, go! Great show, and stay positive. Well, he hasn't seen this show yet. He was talking about the other show, but you know what? Thank you, Gary Cornway. We appreciate it. Always appreciate the comments, and I agree with you. Wah's got to step up and show us what he's got. He hasn't showed us anything yet. I don't think he's going to show us anything. He's had many chances to come up and play with the Habs, and he's done nothing while he's been up. So I don't know if he's overrated. I don't know what you call him, or he's just an NHL, AHL guy. Same with Monty. I would be looking to move him. He might do well on another team, but he's just not doing good on Montreal. But we got decisions to make. And they got to be made fast. We can't wait until we hit the Fantastic 15. We need to perform in our next 10 or 12 games until we get to the Fantastic 15. We can't wait. Situation is critical. Okay, so my honorable mentions, you might agree, you might not. Maybe you think somebody played really good, but I got to pick Kapanen at number 1. 7th goal this season. He's performing better than most expected. He's a keeper, and we're going to see this guy get better and better, and I'm happy for him that he's up there with the leading scorer as far as goals go. So there you go. Kapanen, hats off to you for the week. Hudson, well, I mean, the kid comes to play every game. A joy to watch when he's on the ice. Yeah, I mean, this guy comes to play, and when times got tough there and we needed that tying goal, he stepped up from the point, shot a beautiful shot, got it through, and scored the tying goal. He's the guy who got us a point in that game. I got to say hats off to him. And then on the other side of that coin, we see a guy like Brendan Gallagher coming out to play every game, but he's really, really lost his mojo. He's got no points. What's he got? A couple points, no goals in 20 games. I mean, this is probably the worst he's ever done on the Canadiens. We're paying him 6 point some odd million, and that's a tough one to swallow when you're not getting any points. He's just not the player he was. He's not as fast. I mean, old age sucks. So, I don't know what we're going to do with him. That's another problem. But I got to give the guy credit. He's the heart and soul of Montreal, and he does try. He's out there showing them how to do it all the time. But he's just not Gallagher like he used to be. My third honorable mention is Anderson. I mean, he picked up his game. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists, and is out there plugging away every game. And Anderson still suffers from that, what he suffered from before. The guy's all over the place. He's skating around like the wind. He gets chances, but he can't put the puck in the net. 3 goals in 20 games gives him 12 goals for the season. We need more from him. But we've been trying to get more for the last, few years since we've had him, and it hasn't worked out. Maybe last year was his best year for the Habs. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to think of ways to fix this team, but it's not my job. I have no say about it. I just sit here and do a show. Whether anybody listens to me or not, I don't know. I know what I would do. I would start taking some measures to shore up this team. I would be talking to Hughes and Gorton, and I would be definitely trying to make it all work and get some more. We need some help. Now's the time to do it. We're in a good position right now to move through the next dozen games or so, and then get into our fantastic 15 and make sure they're not our fatal 15. Now's the time to do it. Hey, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. That's all I can tell you. Stay tuned. There's a lot of rumors going around. We could talk all day about the rumors, Stamkos and Monty getting traded and everything else, but until the deal comes down, that's all they are is rumors. We can dream all we want. Hughes has got to make the deal. We got to get help. That's all we can do. That's all we can do right now with these injuries. Anyway, that's it for me today. Another 10 minutes. That warning, that alert's going to go off on the phone and shut everything off like it always does on me. So I'm getting out of here. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments. What do you think? What are we going to do, Habs fans? Do we have to do anything? Maybe we don't have to do anything. We can bring these guys up and they're going to perform. I don't know. I think we need help. I think Monty's got to go either to AHL and get reconditioned or whatever. We got to do something. Let's put it that way. God bless you all. Go Habs, go. Don't forget to tune in Wednesdays at noon on 4680q.com internet radio. We do the show live on the radio. We tape it, and then I get it up by 3 o'clock. This show will be up by probably 2:30 today, so you can watch it on the video. Leave your comments. Let's see what we can do. We all love the Habs. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave comments, share it with your friends, get everybody involved. So until next week, go Habs, go. 2 games. We should win them both. Let's get a good start as we go through the next dozen games and then hit the fantastic 15. Take care, everybody. We love our Habs, but sure can be tough being in love sometimes. Everlasting love. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Au revoir.